and welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you some rustic farmhouse DIYs that are very functional. So if you want to know how to make them, stick around. I'll show you how. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Right, mix it up. Okay, for this first one, I'm taking 3 pieces of wood that measure 15 inches in length by about 3.5 inches in width, and they're about 3/4 inches thick. And I'm going to take all 3 of them, I'm going to clamp them to my workstation, and I'm going to take a grinding wheel, and I'm going to grind out the center of them just to kind of rough them up a little bit. But make sure you don't skip this step because you don't want it floating around. I'm just taking a small grinding wheel attached to my drill, and I'm just going to go across these. Now you want to make sure that you wear some eye protection, and you can kind of gouge it as thick as you want, as deep as you want, or as shallow as you want. I'm just trying to get the boards to be a little bit more rustic look, and I'm going all over the boards with this wheel. This is a really easy way to make your boards look more weathered. This is how they end up looking. Look how rustic that looks, and I'm doing that to all 3 of my boards. Next, I'm just going to take my piece of wood. I'm going to set it up on like a cinder block. I'm taking a little torch, and I am going to burn this to give it a little bit more of a rustic look. And just lightly go over it. You don't want it too dark. I'm just kind of lightly going over each one of my boards. After we get done, they all do match. Next, with the rustic side up, I'm going to take some wood glue, and I'm going to glue each one of these together. Now, I'm not going to use a lot of wood glue. I'm just going to kind of try to get it in the center because I don't want it to ooze out so much. And then I am going to clamp these once I get these glued. And then if you do have any glue ooze out, you do want to take some time to get the excess glue off. If you do have clamps, I would highly recommend not skipping that step. And you don't have to spend a fortune on clamps. You can get some on Amazon for a pretty decent price. But at this point, after you get this tightened, you do want to take time to get the excess glue off. Next, to stain it, I'm using a whole wheat water-based stain. I'll give you the link for that. I got it on Amazon. And I'm just taking a cotton rag to apply this. Now, you want to take the time to get it into all the grooves because you want to make sure every bit of it is stained. And I'm staining the top and the sides. I'm not going to stain the back. I'm using some gas pipe. This is a 1/2 inch flange. I'm using also a 1/2 inch 90-degree elbow and a 1/2 inch piece of pipe. Now you can get all of this at Lowe's or Home Depot or any home improvement store. They all have it. And this one measures 8 inches in length. The gas pipe does come with a coating on it that you will want to remove. So any kind of degreaser that you have or any multi-purpose cleaner that you have, just take a soft rag and wipe it down. And you want to do that with the pipe, the elbow, and the flange. And then to assemble it, you're just going to thread the elbow in first, and then you're going to thread your gas pipe into the end of that. And you don't have to have a pipe wrench to do this, just do it hand tight. It's not going to come apart. And that's only pieces of the gas pipe that we're going to use on this project. Next, I'm just going to paint this with some oil rub bronze, and I'm just using the Rust-Oleum brand on this. Okay, next I'm coming down about 1.5 inches from the very top, and I'm going to mark my holes because I am going to do a pilot hole on these first before I put my screw in it. So I'm just taking a little small drill bit, drilling through all of those holes, and then we will mount this. Now you can mount this either way. You can mount it from one side, or you can turn it over and mount it from the other side, depending on where you're going to put, how you're going to install your roll of paper. But you don't want to skip on this step. You definitely want to do some pilot holes first because you don't want your wood to split. Then I'm just using some regular wood screws to install this. So if you're going to use a different kind of pipe than this, just take your pipe with you and figure out what size screw you want to use. This is a number 10 that I'm using, and I think it ended up being like a 1/2 inch. And you can get that at any of your hardware stores. But you want to make sure that you do screw this in and you screw it in tight. And try to make sure that your rod that's sticking across there is straight. Next, to paint the screws, I'm just going to take some paint outside with a Q-tip, and I'm just going to spray it onto the Q-tip and then onto my screws. For my paper, I'm just taking a 6-inch roll of masking paper. You get this in the paint department at Lowe's or Home Depot or any of the hardware stores. Pull it on down. And then I got a couple of little saw blades. These are hacksaw blades. I got those on Amazon. I'll give you the link for them. And I'm going to put them at the bottom to tear the paper. So I'm going to pull the paper down. I'm going to mount them with some screws, coming up 1.5 inches on each side, and I'm going to mark it with a pencil. And then I'm going to drill some pilot holes in here first. And I'm going to drill this side first, and then I'll line the second side up. And you do want to put a piece of wood in there so you don't drill through your workstation. You're going to mark the opposite side, the same length, and drill a pilot hole on that side as well. To attach my saw blade, I'm just going to use some small black screws and screw it right through on both sides. Make sure you do it with your paper over the top first so that you can get your paper underneath that. And it does end up bowing a little bit in the center once you do that, so you'll always be able to get paper underneath there each time. Next, I'm just going to do a pilot hole through the top part on each side because I am going to mount this to a cabinet just straight through my cabinet. You can mount this any way you want to, but that's how I'm going to mount mine. To attach a pin to this, I'm just going to take an eyelet. I'm going to mark it where it goes so I can put my pin through it. And then I'm going to drill a pilot hole here too so that I can screw that in. And I'm going to spray paint that eyelet with that same Rust-Oleum paint. And then I'm just going to screw it in right there, and this project's pretty much done. Okay, I thought this turned out super simple, and it is multifunctional. Okay, today's video is sponsored by Birdfy Feeder. It's an app, an internet-based feeder, and it comes pretty much fully assembled. You can put 2 different types of bird feed in there. And then they also have an attachment where you can add for like larger birds. It comes with several different ways to mount this. You can mount it on a tree, you can mount it on a piece of wood. We're going to mount ours on a piece of pipe. Mount your camera right into the very front and charge it before you do that. And then it comes with this solar panel that you can mount pretty much anywhere because it does come with its own bracket. Just digging a hole to set our pipe, and then we're going to set our pipe in some concrete. This is what it looks like mounted with our solar panel on the side. Okay, and then you just download their app, you hook this up to your Wi-Fi, and then you can watch all the little birds that come to your little feeder. And it also tells you the different birds that they are. They tell you what the name is. And if you set your motion sensor up, it'll tell you each time that you have a bird at your feeder. Now, if you're interested in this particular feeder, I will give you the link for it in the description below, along with a coupon code that you could use if you're interested in purchasing one of these. But this is really entertaining. This next one, I'm going to take a piece of wood that measures 5.5 inches wide by about 3/4 inch in depth. And then I'm going to cut the length off at 28.5 inches. I'm going to stain it with that same whole wheat water-based paint. Okay, and you want to be sure and get the sides, the bottom, and the top. And then I am coming back in and I'm doing a second coat over the top of this to get it a little bit darker. Next, I'm going to take some white chalk paint. I'm going to spritz it with some water to kind of thin it down a little bit. And then I'm going to take that same rag and I am just going to whitewash the front of this. So you're just going to dip it into the paint after you kind of mix it up a little bit. Put a little bit on your brush and kind of brush it out. And then start rubbing it on. This just gives it a nice whitewash look, and you can kind of spritz it to go along so you don't get too much paint on it. And if you keep spritzing it as you go, it will just give it a whitewash look instead of a painted look. Then to soften it up, I'm going to come back in with that same brown paint and do the same thing, kind of soften it up a little bit just to give it a rustic look, but not just a whitewash look and not just a stained look. And I'm going to finish my last coat with another whitewash. Next, I got these little spring-loaded clips from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to use 7 of them. Now, you can use something similar. It doesn't have to be these exact ones. Next, I cut some pieces of cardstock, and I'm going to attach it to each one of these clips. Now, you could use index cards if you want. I just cut these out with my paper cutter, and they measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And you're going to need 7 of them. Then leaving about 3 1/2 inches at the top of your board, you're just going to start spacing these out till you have them pretty even. Just kind of spend a little bit of time on this. You're just kind of eyeballing it. And take a pencil and start marking the hole onto your board. And that's where we're going to drill. Just try to watch your spacing as you are marking these. With a piece of wood underneath them, just go ahead and drill your holes. And I'm just using a small pilot hole. Next, I'm just going to take a small screw, run it through the back, and then I'm going to screw it to this board. And you're probably going to have to use just a regular screwdriver instead of a power screwdriver because you don't want to strip it out. And you're going to do all those exactly the same way. I'm taking a 5-gallon stir stick. I'm just going to measure straight across. I'm making a little header card right here, and then I'm just going to cut it off right there. And then I'm going to stain it with that same stain I used on the board itself. And be sure to get the sides, the bottom, and the top because you will see those. You don't have to worry about doing the back. To attach this, I'm just going to put a little bit of wood glue onto the back. And then I'm going to take a little paint stick, kind of smear it in there a little bit, and then I'm going to use clamps to hold this in place. Just coming down probably about a 1/2 inch from the top on that. And then just put your clamps on there and let that dry. I'm adding some vinyl lettering at the top that said, "Let's do this." I'm just making this into a to-do board. And you could use this for a calendar. You could use this for a menu board if you want to record the meals for the whole week on there. I also cut out the days of the week, and I'm just going to line them up here first. I'm not going to push them down yet until I get them all laid out, just to kind of make sure that they are even before I do press them down. Just kind of get them lined up, towards the edge, and then we'll push them down when we're done. And once you got those exactly where you want them, then we're going to permanently apply these. Okay, then go ahead and attach your little cards in there. And I cut a bunch of these just to have in a stack so I can use them. You could use index cards if you want to, but I thought that the craft paper cardstock really looked good with this. Okay, then to attach this, I'm going to use some 20-pound command strips to do this, the double-sided tape, and I'm going to attach this to the front part of one of my cabinets in my craft room. Just get it on the outside edges of it. And then I attached a pin with a little eyelet on the side. This next one, I'm using 5 of the 5-gallon stir sticks. I'm cutting it off right there at that line. Just cut the handle off. Then take the 2 pieces, put them between 2 pieces to kind of make sure that they're even. And these are 3x5 note cards. That's what size picture I'm going to put in here. And I'm just going to line it up and pull these apart because we are going to make a ladder frame with this. You just want it far enough apart to get your picture in there. And just kind of evenly space them, and then we're going to take the other stir sticks and we're going to start at the top of the ladder, go across, overhanging about a 1/2 inch on each side, and then we're just going to mark that. And we're going to do the same thing with 3 other stir sticks. And you're going to cut all 4 of them the same length, so you want to take them and mark them the same as you did the first one. And I'm just lining up a little piece of wood down at the bottom to kind of make sure it is straight at the bottom before I mark my mark. And then just cut straight across that mark, and then all 4 of them will be exactly the same length. And then mine end up measuring about 9.5 inches. Next, kind of line up your pictures a little bit, kind of evenly spaced, and then we're just going to kind of eyeball this right here to build our ladder, and then we're going to kind of measure here in a minute. We just kind of take some time to get this measured out, and then we'll actually do some measurements to get the correct measurements to build our ladder. We're going to start at the top, and we're going to measure 1/2 inch from the top, and that's where we're going to put our first piece of wood on both sides. And then we're going to do the same thing at the opposite end, and then we'll spread our other ones out after we get this done. So just come up 1/2 inch from the bottom, make a mark on both sides, and that's where the bottom one's going to go. Then we're going to spread the other ones out about 3.5 inches between each one of the pictures. And line them up good, and then just mark the top of each one of these, and then we're going to come back in and mark the bottom of them as well. And that way, when you get ready to do your glue, you'll know exactly where you're going to put your glue. Okay, we're just going to attach these with some wood glue. Just put it right in the center of those 2 marks that you made. Kind of spread it out with a little popsicle stick, and then just put those on there. We're not going to brace these at all because these are kind of thin, and these will be fine just like they are. Just kind of line them up on those 2 lines that you drew, and then do the same thing for the other 3. And then be sure to take a rag and clean off the excess glue. Okay, next I'm using some Minwax Jacobean stain, and I'm just going to go ahead and stain the front, the back, and the sides of this. And this is an oil-based stain. You can use a non-oil-based stain, but I used an oil-based stain on this because I did want this color. Just make sure that you do get into each groove, and then on the tops and the bottoms of each rung. Okay, next we're going to use the same clips that we used in the previous project. We're just going to line them up right here, take a pencil, and mark the hole right there. And you're going to go all the way down on 3 of them. Just make sure that they are centered. You can take a ruler and kind of center if you want to. I'm just kind of eyeballing them. Okay, next just hold your clip up there and drill a hole right through that piece. This way it will keep it from moving along, because sometimes they tend to float, the drill bit does. If you can't get it held in exactly the right place, sometimes it'll move. If you do it right through the center of that hole, you're guaranteed that it'll be perfectly through the center. And I'm starting with a small drill bit, and then I'm going to change to the next size up, drill those same 3 holes, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go up one size on my drill bit and drill those holes again. This way you'll keep your wood from splitting. You're just drilling exactly the same hole. You're just drilling that a little bit bigger. And to attach my clips, I'm using these little brads. I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in the hole. I'm going to put a little bit of glue around the top part there, put my brad through it, and then run it through that hole where I had glue. And then this will hold real well. And you're going to attach all 3 of them exactly the same way. Okay, after those are dry, just take a pair of pliers and fold the back part of that little brad over. Okay, and then I just printed my pictures in a sepia color, and just to kind of blend with the wood. I think that turned out so cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope it gave you some inspiration. If you decorate with farmhouse style or the rustic style, I'd love to know in the comments below. If you like these kind of videos, be sure and give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified when I have a new video upload. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And if nobody's told you today, you're awesome. See you next time. Thanks for watching.